Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles. Yes, I'm back in the saddle. The house move went as well as could be expected. But I've got the PC set up. I'm able to get back to work, and honestly getting into a regular working routine is probably the best thing that I could do right now. Well, I say regular working routine. This is a Saturday video and it's World of Warships. It's normally, well, anything but World of Warships today, but yeah. This week has been a bit disruptive. So, World of Warships, why not? Hopefully you've noticed some improvements to the audio levels, more significantly the lack of background noise, or the echo. I'm not going to get into the reasons why that's suddenly radically improved today. I'm going to save that for Mingles with Jingles on Monday, along with all of the other dumb shit that I did during the course of the week while I was moving house, but enough about that. Although if you are interested in more regular updates about the ongoing redecoration and furnishing of Fort Jingles, I am posting regular updates on Facebook and Twitter. But for now, World of Warships. So, this is Blue-Eyed Devil in the Brindisi, the Italian Tier 9 heavy cruiser. He actually begged me in the email accompanying this replay to just call him Dave. He's a bit embarrassed about the name Blue-Eyed Devil. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Apparently it comes from 15 years ago when he made a Tauren Death Knight in World of Warcraft. And he's just used the name for pretty much everything else online ever since. Honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with the name. I've certainly seen worse. So I'm not going to call you Dave, Blue-Eyed Devil. Dave is strictly reserved for names that I cannot actually pronounce. Sorry about that. So he's a German player, plays on the EU server, obviously. And he's only unlocked the Brindisi today. Well, not today. He unlocked it on the day that he sent this replay in, and this is the third game that he'd played in it. So what do you need to know about the Brindisi? Well, the description of the ship in the World of Warships wiki is actually pretty damn good and very well written, so I'm just going to read that to you, save some time. It's an odd upgrade from the previous ship at Tier 8, the Amalfi, with the most obvious change the addition of a fourth turret with three 203mm rifle guns. But this does come at the cost of an increased reload. Brindisi has a 20-second reload, which is pretty bad, versus the Amalfi's 16-second reload, which is already not great, even by heavy cruiser standards. Even if you fit the upgrade main battery mod 3, the reload is only reduced to 17.6 seconds. And this trade-off between extra barrels and reload when moving up a tier isn't unique to this line. The move from Baltimore to Buffalo has a similar trade in the US Navy ship line. Other improvements include extra hit points, a slightly faster rudder, and an extra kilometre of main gun battery range. The playstyle isn't really any different from that of Amalfi. Captains who played through the previous ship can transfer their knowledge without any problems. One thing to consider, however, is that trying to keep all four guns on target may not always be the best choice, as the resulting amount of side shown can be potentially deadly. The gameplay is identical to other ships in the line, knowing where to aim to maximise the damage done by semi-armour piercing, switching to armour piercing for Russian and German battleships, focusing destroyers and angled cruisers, and repositioning to maximise your effect on a battle. Pretty good description, except for when it says keeping all four guns on target. Obviously they meant all 12 guns on target in all four turrets, but other than that, yeah, pretty spot on description of the ship. So, fairly uneventful start to the battle so far for Blue-Eyed Devil, although the enemy Cleveland over there is having an extremely eventful start to the battle, and he's probably wishing he wasn't. There's something of a theme developing here, as Blue-Eyed Devil is about to come into close contact with his second allied ship in the first few minutes of this match. You can see the camera rocking around there as he unloads, and yep, he's just, I'm not quite sure how that happened. I presume the Marco Polo must have been reversing, but no harm done, at least, not to him. He's got the Cleveland. That's his first kill of the match. In fact, it's the first kill of the match, the first blood award. And with the green flare going off and the notification that his main gun battery range just got extended, that tells us that he has Luigi Sansonetti as his ship captain, and he's just activated the Far Reach talent, which activates on the destruction of an enemy ship. It's not the first blood award, you just sink any enemy ship, and the first time it happens, main gun battery range gets extended by 8%. Which means his guns, which were firing out to an already impressive 19.9 kilometres, are now shooting to a range of 21.5 kilometres. Very welcome, I'm sure you'll agree. Would be nice if you could do something about that terrible reload, though. Although there is something that you can do about that terrible reload with this captain. If you manage to achieve the Confederate Award, you activate the Rapid Fire talent, which reduces the reload of the main battery by 15%, so fingers crossed for that. Luigi Sansonetti comes with a third talent. It's called Concealed Reserves, and it's a bit harder to get thanks to that slow reload. You have to achieve 100 main gun hits, and that will extend the action time of all your consumables by 10%. There's a 1 in it. And another close encounter with a friendly ship. Like I said, something of a theme developing here. Don't worry, there's going to be more. But yeah, Sansonetti's third talent, Concealed Reserves. I mean, it's nice to have, I suppose, but that's the thing about Italian cruisers. They don't come with an awful lot of utility. And by that I mean their consumable choice is very, very, let's say, limited. They don't get the really useful consumables that give utility to the rest of the team and themselves. Things like hydroacoustic search, things like radar, and to a lesser degree things like defensive anti-aircraft fire. So having extra duration on your consumables isn't a bad thing by any means, but, well, it's only really going to be particularly useful for the exhaust smoke generator, which is a short duration, high speed smokescreen. But by the time you've achieved 100 main gun battery hits on anything in the Brindisi, you're probably not going to have any charges of your exhaust smoke left, or at best 1, maybe 2. So, like I said, ooh, ow, that looked, oh well, yeah, could have been worse, I suppose. How's the scores looking? Not good. Well, not terrible. They've got more kills, but they've got none of the caps. And yes, Blue-Eyed Devil's just having another close encounter with yet another friendly ship. Don't worry, more of those coming soon. And the situation just got a little worse. They're now only 1 kill ahead. Oh, nice hits on the Prinz Ruprecht. And they still don't have any caps, although the Lightning up ahead, who does not have an awful lot of health left, and I believe the Chumfon are flipping the cap at Charlie. Whoa, those torpedoes were close. I mean, he saw there was a smokescreen ahead, so he nosed in towards it. And whoever launched those torpedoes is almost certainly long gone because the smokescreen's dissipating, but this is the problem with the Italian cruisers. Lack of useful consumables, no hydro. So you can't rely on your consumables to let you know when you're about to be torpedoed. You have to pay attention to what's going on. Use your situational awareness. The good news is they've just flipped that cap at Charlie. But with only a 1 kill lead and the enemy still in possession of 2 of the 3 caps, they're going to have to start doing significantly better than this. While the enemy team's points lead, which is already not great, is going to start running away from them. Somebody's signalling to take the central cap at Bravo. And there have been a couple of affirmatives, so the team knows what they have to do. It's just a question of whether or not they can do it. See, this is often the problem. If you ignore the caps, and you see it happen way too often, but if you ignore those cap circles, the game can get away from you, regardless of how well you're doing elsewhere. Oh, that's not good. They've just lost the Lightning. The Lightning was the one who, along with that Chumfon over there, took the cap at Charlie, and he looked like he was heading north to try to torpedo the King George V. Unfortunately, he ran into the former German Chancellor, Angela Merkel. She's now on her 2nd kill, and there's going to be a significant problem. Now, you remember earlier I was talking about, yeah, how it can be unwise when you're in the Brindisi to try to get all 4 gun turrets pointing at target because it exposes an uncomfortable amount of side that can be potentially deadly. Yeah, that. On the bright side, the Brindisi does at least have a heal, but I mean that was all armor-piercing damage, so there's an extremely limited amount of health that he can recover from that. He's using the high-speed smoke to try to get the hell out of there before... Oh, hang on a second, those torpedoes are looking really good. Yes. Chumfon's deep water torps there, taking absolutely no prisoners and knocking out the Prinz Ruprecht. So that's good. There's 1 kill up again, although they still only have the 1 cap and they're still behind on points. Blue-Eyed Devil's managed to recover some health, but he cannot afford to take a hit like that again. Actually, the team as a whole don't seem to be doing too well for health. At least those that we can see. Oh, they're going to lose the Brandenburg. And the Helena over to the right was on very low health as well. They are at least attempting to fall back. If you look at the minimap, the Nagato over on the western map border doesn't appear to have received the memo that the Brandenburg and the Helena did. And he's still sailing north into overwhelming numbers of enemy ships, so we're probably about to lose him too. Has that Brandenburg managed to go undetected? Is he going to survive? Frankly, I doubt it. Somebody's spotting them. There must be an enemy destroyer around here somewhere. The Brandenburg, he knows he's spotted. He's getting... There it is, it's the Asashio. Right, okay, the Brandenburg's gone down. This has not helped the point situation, but the Asashio got himself spotted. Now, the Asashio's deep water torpedoes can only hit battleships or aircraft carriers, so for once, Blue-Eyed Devil doesn't really have to worry about the lack of hydroacoustic search. But the Helena, just off to the right, does have hydro, has used it. I'm not sure if it's the hydro that's detecting the Asashio. I can't really gauge the range, but either way, he's not hanging around inside that smoke screen, so I'm guessing the Helena's hydro is the one revealing him. Yes, it must be. Okay. A couple of casualties have just been exchanged, but they've got to get this Asashio. They can't afford to let this guy loaf around at the back. Even if he can't torpedo cruisers, he can still spot them. And it was his spotting that got the Brandenburg killed. This guy needs to die. Nice, got him. Okay, good. They've still got the kill lead. Unfortunately, chasing down the Asashio means that Blue-Eyed Devil had to leave that cap circle, so he's going to want to get back in there with the Helena, who is on perilously low health. They can still do this, but it's not going to be easy. Okay, so brief refresh on the situation. The Nagato, as predicted, went down to, well, probably a combination of fire, but it was the enemy Alaska that finished him. Unfortunately, the friendly Chumfon has also died, and he's been a good teammate so far, but he did manage to take the enemy Chumfon down with him, so that was an even trade. The enemy team are 200 points ahead. Actually, they're closer to 300 points ahead. Yeah, I don't know why I'm laughing, that's not good. It's probably just nerves. That Helena is basically being held together by duct tape, and... well, I mean, they've got a kill lead, but the second anybody sees that Helena, they won't have the kill lead anymore because everybody's going to focus him down. Now, the other ships up to the north do actually have a reasonable amount of health. And Blue-Eyed Devil is inquiring of the Florida exactly what he's doing up there. Is he chasing anybody? And can you perhaps spot the enemy Angela Merkel? Unfortunately, and got to be honest here, not unusually for the EU server where there are something like 40 different languages spoken, he's not getting any response from the Florida. Whether or not the Florida isn't actually paying attention to chat, doesn't care, or just doesn't speak English, or has more important things to do. Oh, there goes the consumable action time increased. He's got one charge left on his smoke screen. Like I said, I mean, it's a nice talent to have, I suppose. It's better than nothing, but it's never going to be terribly useful on the Brindisi. Yeah, decent hits on the Caracciolo up there. Not great, but better than nothing. Looks like the Talon is trying to torpedo him. He needs to be careful. Talon is not a well-armoured cruiser. And he doesn't have a lot of health left. Ah, there's the Alaska, heading north again to regroup with the rest of his team after killing the Nagato. Again, you know, reasonable hits, but nothing spectacular. Whoa, did I just hear the Helena? Oh no, Helena, what are you doing? Helena's on 1300 health and he's just given his position away by shooting at the Alaska. Well, then again, he did wait until the Alaska had fired. But can he make it into cover behind that island before the Alaska turns its turrets and fires? Oh, he's not. Oh. Okay, fair enough. Looks like the Helena's probably going to get away with it. The Alaska's coming under some heavy focus fire. Now, recall earlier I've pointed out every time that Blue-Eyed Devil has run into a teammate, and it hasn't really had any consequences. The same cannot be said for what's about to happen. I mean, Blue-Eyed Devil did acknowledge that this was completely his fault. He could see the Helena crossing his bounds. The Helena is ahead of him, and he's looking that way, so the Helena didn't see it. So this was Blue-Eyed Devil's fault. But the Helena Oh, nice, he's got the kill. Sweet. But the Helena is making absolutely no effort whatsoever to disentangle himself. And here's the thing. If anybody shoots at Blue-Eyed Devil here, even if the Helena doesn't shoot at anybody and give his position away, if Blue-Eyed Devil does and gets spotted, any shots fired at him are likely to hit and sink the Helena. So this guy needs to disengage. And Blue-Eyed Devil is trying to get clear, but the Helena isn't. And he really needs to, because, I mean, Blue-Eyed, they need to win this game, and in order to do that, Blue-Eyed Devil is going to have to sink ships. And to do that, he has to shoot. And by doing that, he's getting spotted and inviting return fire, which is as likely to hit the Helena as it is him. So, Helena, stop being petty and get out of there. For your own good. Okay, the Marco Polo has flipped the central cap. So that's good, but they're still 400 points behind. Still 1 kill up. Helena, seriously, come on, dude, work with me here. And they've just lost to Florida. The enemy team are nearly at 900 points. Although there's probably a kill coming here for Blue-Eyed Devil. Helena, seriously. I don't know if you're actually stuck there, if there's a bug happening, but finally. Okay. Is he going to get that kill? He has. And that's also the Confederate Award, which means he's finally got the reload buff on his main battery guns. The team have 2 of the 3 cap circles, and there are 3 ships left alive on each team, but, well, like I said, that Helena is basically being held together by duct tape. Unfortunately, and you know, I'm inclined to give the Helena the benefit of the doubt here, because that looked more like a bug with the 2 ships actually stuck than anything deliberate. So, we'll say that it was a bug. Yes, nice, another kill. They need kills. There's not enough time left for them to win on points. Even 1 kill up, and with 2 of the 3 cap circles. In fact, with the amount of time remaining, I'm not even sure that there's enough time for them to win if they take that 3rd cap circle. If they'd been able to take it earlier, maybe. But they couldn't take it earlier because these 2 ships were stuck. So, they know what they need to do. Blue-Eyed Devil and the Helena are steaming north for the cap circle at A here, but they were just unable to get it done any sooner than this because they were both stuck together. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and call Helena a victim of circumstances there, because he has been a good teammate. He's doing what he needs to do. You know, if they do take this 3rd cap circle, they might, because there's about 3 minutes left, they might be able to close that points gap. As long as the Marco Polo up there doesn't do anything stupid. Because they can't afford to lose him. Oh no, I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, then again, the Marco Polo might be labouring under the impression that they do need at least 1 more kill. And you know what? I'm not sure about the points difference, so he could be right. But that Frederick the Great has got a lot of health. And let's not forget, Angela Merkel is still lurking around out there somewhere. Oh shit, are those torpedoes? Marco Polo, please don't die. Please don't. Actually, I think he might have dodged them. He has dodged them. Good job, Marco Polo. And he's not given huge amounts of broadside to the Frederick the Great either. Then again, the Frederick the Great isn't given huge amounts of broadside to him. He is given broadside to Blue-Eyed Devil, but Blue-Eyed Devil doesn't have battleship caliber armor piercing shells. And it's a Frederick the Great. I mean, that turtleback armor arrangement makes it very resilient to Citadel hits, although the Marco Polo is doing an impressive amount of chunk damage to him, and the semi-armor piercing, in the superstructure at least, from Blue-Eyed Devil is starting to bite. Marco Polo, really, please, please don't die. What's the reload like on Angela Merkel's torpedoes? I know that the older line of German destroyers have a very fast reload on their torpedoes, but the newer line? I'm not so sure. There's less than a minute left. But there's also less than 100 points difference between the 2 teams. They may actually be able to do this on points. They will definitely do this on points if they get a kill. They will definitely not do this on points if they lose the Marco Polo. Oh no. Sneaky German ex-chancellor popped up again. Ah! Spotted! And not spotted. Shit. We need a miracle. Blue-Eyed Devil, 1 miracle coming up. He's using the mini-map to aim just slightly ahead of where the Angela Merkel was, right as the Marco Polo goes down, which is obviously a disaster. But then, there's the miracle you ordered. He blind fired just using the minimap and sank the German destroyer, which puts them just close enough that in the dying seconds, with 3 caps under the control, they just inch ahead of the point score of the enemy team, and won it with just 4 points to spare in the last 2 seconds of the match, thanks to that 1 in a million blind shot against the German destroyer. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blue-eyed devil, who I refuse to call Dave, in the Italian Tier 9 heavy cruiser, the Brindisi, his 3rd game played in this ship. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.